Number one, a firework is launched from a cliff overlooking the ocean. The elevation of the firework shelf in feet above sea level, t seconds after launch, is given by the expression h of t equals negative 16t squared plus 157t plus 63. What is the maximum height of the firework? Right? What's the key word? Maximum. Okay. Keyword is maximum. Maximum means the what? The highest point. If I circle it, you should circle it. I'm not doing this because I don't know how to do it. All right. The maximum is the highest point. Okay. It would be nice if instead of just having an equation, I had a what? A graph. How can I get a graph? Put it in Desmos. All right. So go ahead and type that in. Instead of using a t, you need to use an x. Instead of using a t, you need to use an x. So negative 16x squared. Y'all should be typing. Shh. Plus 157x plus 63. So you type it into Desmos, and then you're going to have to zoom out. And I always click the wrong one first. You're going to have to zoom out. Once I see both lines, then I just click and drag down. I don't keep zooming out, okay? I'm gonna drag down. Until I find the very top, and then you click it. And you need to go back and read the question. This one says, what is the maximum height, okay? When you look at Desmos, it gives you two numbers. The x value is your time. The x value is your time. Your y value is your height. So your answer is 448.141. Okay. Let's write that down. When you have an XY point on Desmos, the X is your time and the Y is your height, okay? So your Y-axis goes up and down, all right? That's going to be your height, how far up it goes and how far down. Okay. All right, number two. Suppose that the equation V equals 20.8x squared minus 458x plus 3,500 represents the value of a car from 1964 to 2002. What year did the car have the least value? Okay. Again, it would be helpful to have a picture. So again, I'm going to put that in Desmos and type it in. 20.8x squared minus 458.3x plus 3,500. Okay. If you hit the house button on Desmos, it takes you back to the main screen, and then I'm going to zoom out. Keep zooming out. All right, so if you click down here, that is the very bottom of the parabola, okay? That is the least value that it has. And it said what year? Year is a value of time. So what do I want, the X or the Y? X. So the X is 11. All right, so it took 11 years. It took 11 years, and then it had the least value. 11 is not an answer choice. What year did it start in? Good. 1964. What do I have to do with that? Add 11, which gives you 1975, which is C. All right. Number 3. While standing on a cliff 30 feet above the lake, Serena threw a rock with initial velocity of 20 feet per second. How many seconds does it take for the rock to hit the water? Okay, so I actually meant to put this problem further down in the notes. Let's go ahead and fill in this section right here. Height formula for an object in the air. It's y equals negative 16x squared plus vx plus h sub 0. I'm going to explain what all those things mean. Okay? The height formula for an object in the air, negative 16x squared plus vx plus h sub 0. Okay? All right, so if I throw something in the air, it goes up and then it comes back down, right? And it makes, what does it make? What's the name of that? A parabola. It makes a parabola, which is why there is an x squared in the formula. The negative 16 is gravity, and that's just what scientists have always figured out, or have figured out what gravity, the number associated with gravity is negative 16, right? Because it's always the same. Why is it negative? Because it pulls it down, right? Gravity pulls it down. This v is the velocity that you throw it at. Okay? V is the velocity that you throw it at, which matters, right? If a quarterback throws it harder, then it goes further. Okay? So the velocity that you throw it at matters. What's another word for velocity? Speed. Okay? Then right here, this is your starting height. Okay? It is the starting height. It matters where you're throwing it from, right? A quarterback throws it from just standing on the ground. You can also throw something off a balcony, okay? So the starting height matters. Okay, if we go back up to number 3, they don't give you an equation. You have to make your own. So Serena is throwing a rock. Is gravity going to act on that? So it's y equals negative 16x squared. You have to put the gravity in. You just have to memorize that. That's gravity. Y equals negative 16x squared. I write it, you should write it. And then the next thing that comes is the velocity. How fast did she throw it at? 20 feet per second. So that's plus 20x. That gets an x. Why does that one get an x? It's per second. Okay, 20 feet per second. And then what was the starting height? 30. And that one doesn't get a letter. Your starting value doesn't have a variable with it. Okay? All right, so you have to build your equation first, and then you can put it into Desmos. So negative 16x squared plus 20x plus 30. And if you'll hit the home button, go to your home button, the house button. Okay. So, Serena threw the rock. What is the question asking? When will it hit the water? This right here represents the water. Okay? That right there represents the water. The x-axis represents the water. So where is it hitting at? You have to click right there. How many seconds did it take? 2.13. So the answer is D. Why does this represent the water? Why not right here?
That's below the...
What kind of numbers are these? Negative. Okay, can you have a negative height? No. So that's where it hits the water. Okay? Sometimes instead of saying hit the water, they'll say hit the ground. Okay? Hit the ground. All right. Number 4. Suppose that equation v equals negative 10.4x squared plus 378.5x plus 10,000 represents the total value of an investment. X years after 1985. In what year does the investment have the greatest value? What should you circle? Greatest value.
After 1985.
Okay, good. You should circle greatest value. Okay, and it starts after 1985. Okay, how am I going to find where it's the greatest? Yep, you're going to have to put it in Desmos and see what the top part is. Negative 10.4 x squared plus 378.5x plus 10,000. And you're going to have to zoom out. And then drag down. This is easier than doing it by hand, though, I promise you. All right. How many years did it take? It took 18 years. What year did it start in? So what do I do with those two things? Add them. What does that give you? So the answer is B. Okay. All right. I'll see you after lunch.